Royal Bank?
I've been trying to add both my banks. So you guys told me to go get a new bank account, so I did exactly that. I just went and got a new bank account. Still doesn't work. Then he told me then the guy told me to get a Visa prepaid credit card or whatever debit card from them with a CCV number on the back. I did that, added that today. Still doesn't work. This is not my problem. This is an eBay problem.
Okay. Understood. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't tell you how frustrating that must be.
And like to hear that John guy that I talked to previously, like on Friday, and to him to ask him the question, is there other people that you've talked to having the same problem? And he said, yeah, of course. And then to not be able to get it fixed, it's ridiculous.
Take a look here. Okay. And you have what was the new account you created? Was that through the credit union or was that the Royal Bank?
That was the Royal Bank.
Okay, so you have Royal Bank now. Let me try something. Let's see here.
Like, if you're the supervisor, dude, please escalate this to somewhere where somebody's gonna like have a solution for this problem.
Yeah. I hear you. I just want to try one thing before I do so. Okay?
Yep.
And let me know at any time if you've already tried this. Now, when you've tried to add your Royal Bank account, have you only manually entered your transit number and your account number? Because there's two ways to add a bank, right? You can either link your bank information by signing into an online banking account through Royal Bank, or you can manually enter your transit and routing numbers.
Every time I click it, it only gives me the option to add it manually.
We're going to try something. I'm going to see if, let me see here. I'm going to try a different route. So rather than going through where it's asking you to update your account details, and again, you may have gone through this process, but I just want to confirm that for myself before I can see if I can escalate it for us. Now, what kind of device are you using, Morgan?
iPhone.
iPhone? Okay. Now, do you see the payments option?
I do.
There should be an option that's, go and select payments for me. And then I want you to locate where it says add payment option.
Payment options. Yeah, there's two of them on there.
Okay. Now, below those two, do you see where it says add payment option with the plus sign?
Yep. Well, it just says add payment. If there's a it says payment options with the plus sign, or below the two debit cards, there's add payment option.
I want you to select the one that says add, or actually just click on the plus sign for me.
Okay, bank account or credit card.
Go ahead and select add bank.
Okay.
When you select add bank, I want you to tell me if it's asking you if there's anywhere on that screen where it's asking you to select from a list of banks.
No.
Is it just redirecting you to the screen that asks you to manually enter your bank?
Just says SEPA bank info, manually enter it, transit number, financial checking account number, verification, continue. That's all it says. Mm-hmm.
Are you registered in online banking with Royal Bank? I know that's a new account, but
correct, I am.
Have time to register? Okay.
Transfer money out of there all the time.
Yeah, okay. And both are checking accounts, right? Personal checking account?
Correct.
Okay, personal checking accounts, and they're both under your name, Morgan Fleming, is that correct?
Everything matches. Like it, just like the thing. Everything matches. It's a checking account. Like I've been over it.
Okay, let me see here. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can escalate this here. Let's take a look here.
It's just like nobody at eBay wants to fix my problem. Yeah.
I will tell you, normally when we walk through troubleshooting steps, in most cases we can identify what the issue is.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some cases where it's not as obvious,
mm-hmm.
not as apparent, and it's more of an internal an internal issue
Mm-hmm.
or internal factors that are preventing you from being able to add the bank account. And so let's take a look here.
To me, it seems like there's an IT guy that needs to click a button to switch me to the Canadian site so I can fill in my info.
Yeah, right. You know what? And it's easy to think that's the issue, but just as long as your registered address is Canadian, there should be no issues. And I mean, even if you're on the U.S. site with a Canadian address, you should still be able to sell and to add a bank account without any issues. And so that's what makes this a little more complicated. Let me see here. 36600. Okay, I'm going to try to find the most recent update on your issue. Let's see here. Have you had so obviously these are both checking accounts, so there's no issues with us being able to debit or to charge these accounts for whatever reasons, right? In most cases, it's for selling costs that are owed. Let me see here.
So another thing that I'm noticing is I've listed all my stuff in American funds on the site.
Right.
And my payments now says I'm only owed $400 and some Canadian when it really should be $500 Canadian because I listed all that stuff in American money.
Are these bank accounts, are these U.S. dollar accounts, or are they able to accept Canadian deposits as well?
These are Canadian bank accounts.
Okay, good. Okay, so these are Canadian bank accounts. Let me see.
These are Canadian, no, but the eBay thing, okay, when I listed my items,
you listed them.
I listed them in American money, but now it's saying, when I go to my selling tab, here, I'll show you, like when I go to my selling tab, it says I have $430 some here. Hold on here. I have $404.72 American, but then I scroll down, it says I have $436 Canadian. That's not right. I sold my stuff in American money, and it should be well over $500 in Canadian money if that's the case. Even now, I have my stuff listed in American money on the eBay site, and I don't know if that's going to default back to Canadian money too, but it's not showing the proper balance here.
It should come through as Canadian, even though it's listed in U.S. As U.S. dollar or U.S. dollar purchases. It should still be processed as Canadian.
Here, look at my active list. Can you look at my account right now?
I'm looking at your account.
Okay,
now.
do you see the stuff I have for sale right now?
I do.
Okay, do you see the lot of Nissan 12 keys? So it says $78 US, correct?
Right.
Yeah, so and $45 US shipping. That's the same thing the other one said. So how come I'm seeing a $400 account balance in Canadian on here when I sold that stuff in American?
Yeah, let me take a look here. And that's also accounting for fees that we've already removed from your payouts, right?
I paid my fees. I paid my fees on my credit card, so that has the fees. It shouldn't have came off none of that. I paid those fees straight up right before the items even sold. I paid those fees.
Okay, I'm actually, so there are fees that we removed that are not charged to your credit card nor your bank account, right? So let's say your last sale, I think it was for key fob, that it originally sold, buyer paid. Let's take a look here. Okay, so the key fob.
This is wrong. I listed this stuff in American. That's supposed to be $245 American.
I understand that the buyer paid, as far as what they paid, and what I'm showing here, they paid, let's see here, item tax, 46, let's see if that's all the money, okay, 5. So, technically speaking, buyer paid $46.80, yet we paid out $45.42 Canadian. We removed removing again and this fee wasn't charged to your credit card. It's just something that's just how we remove net fees from your sales. We removed $8.50 as the selling fee, and then $4.59 as sales tax.
Sorry, pardon me. Sorry. So when I listed the item, I put a reserve on it, right? And then I paid some fees there. That should be the selling fee, right? I paid like $100 in fees like last month on my credit card. So why am I getting charged fees twice?
There's a reserve price. There's a reserve price listing fee, which is separate from the actual commission fee, right? That's what you mean.
Oh, okay. But so now when I go to my selling it says I have $404.72 US. And then when I scroll down below the active, sold, unsold, it says payments, payment summary, Canadian current total funds, $436 Canadian. That's not right.
Yeah, I think that's because you selected your billing currency as Canadian dollars. Let's see here. So you have the option when you register your account to either have your holding currency or holding currency in either Canadian or US. I'm showing you that you opted to have those in Canadian, so that's why they're being paid out in Canadian dollars.
Okay, but so $404 US doesn't equal $436 Canadian, though, right?
No, I wish I could have confirmed that. You may know more about that than I do.
Well, what's the American dollar go for? $1.25 per Canadian dollar, right? Times 400.
Right.
That's over $500 Canadian, so it's sure not $436. Hold on here. Let's see. Let's do the conversion here for you. USD. So 404.72 is supposed to be 519.35 Canadian. So why doesn't my balance reflect that?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I mean, that's not how the processing works. Now, that's not to say if you had selected or had opted for U.S. currency, billing currency, that you'd receive more, and then the currency was, obviously the conversion wouldn't take place until it hits your bank account. And so that's, I think it really just comes down to what your billing currency is. I think if you had opted for U.S. currency, billing currency, then you probably receive on these payouts because we process those payments as U.S. We send your funds in U.S.
Well, that's what they should be sending in because that's what I'm selling in, right? That's what I sold all my other items in.
Right, you're right. Your listings are in U.S. dollars.
Yeah.
When you register for managed payments, you have an option on how you want your transfer.
Yeah, I know. I understand what you're saying, but
Canadian instead of
U.S. I understand.
If you had received, if we process these payments in U.S. currency and we send your payouts in U.S., then you'd probably see a lot more of it. You probably wouldn't see the conversion until it actually hits the bank account because that's what Canadian banks will convert. At that point, they'll convert the U.S. payouts into Canadian dollars. That's probably where you'd probably see more.
Okay, but why is eBay showing it? Why is eBay showing it wrong though?
Let me see here.
Let's just get the me being able to get my money solved first. Like I just want to get my money.
Have you had any issues with bank accounts in the past, as far as any disputes or?
Hey, I have an 816 plus credit score, so I have zero issues with the bank.
Awesome. Okay. That's just.
We can play it off like I'm a deadbeat all day, but I'm not.
Understood. No, I'm not saying that at all. I just have to ask these questions because it's not as apparent as transparent.
Yeah.
It typically would be when identifying bank issues and adding bank accounts.
Yeah.
It really gets down to these. You really got to dig in.
Yep.
Sorry, I didn't mean to come off as if I was asking.
No worries.
Just more of a clarification, but I can. Let me see here. the last request we submitted, the response we got back from our team was that our system was breaking its design. And so if you're having issues adding this bank account, and so again, that's hard to believe because you can add open this bank account, opening a bank account, and still now you're running into the same issue. Let's see here. These are both Canadian bank accounts. So neither of these accounts are U.S. dollar accounts, right? That won't be accepted.
Correct. You know, in Canada you can't open a checking account in U.S. dollars.
Okay.
You can only open a savings account.